Man, as I think about the vision for this year, it was amazing. It was to really bring hope, help, and heaven, not just to ourselves, but to the world.
And we asked ourselves this question, how can we get our students to use what's inside of them and bring it out into the community? How can we get velocity outside of the four walls of the church? What do we have to give to other people?
And then see it come into play. It was incredible, man. To all the students that were involved in it, what an amazing job you did, and the lives that we impacted are forever changed.
To see them interact with kids on the street, people in food lines, giving out free clothes to people that have nothing, it really changed who they are.
I wanted it everywhere. I wanted it on all the doors, I wanted it on cars, I wanted it on books, I wanted stickers everywhere. And we see it now. I remember that first night that we asked all the students to come and we spelled hope, help, and heaven down on the gym floor. That was, to this day, is one of the most powerful pictures I've ever seen.
It really changed who we were. I mean, when you walk into the door for the first time of Velocity, the vision is there. We are about hope, we are about help, and we are about heaven.
And you know the cool thing about that, hope, help, and heaven? It doesn't just stop with Velocity. It doesn't just stop with what we did this summer. It doesn't just stop what we did with Project. It's continuing. Hope, help, and heaven. It doesn't just live here, it lives forever. That's what I'm excited about.
Project Velocity was about Velocity becoming who it was always called to be. For years we talk and teach about how we're called to be a force in our community. We're called to impact lives. We're called to change our culture. That's part of our vision. But we really had no outlet for it outside of Global Velocity at the time, and we really weren't hitting our city.
And here's probably the most impactful thing about Project Velocity, that now every time you drive by that community, every time you drive down that street, or you drive in front of those apartment complexes, it's still there. You still remember the impact that was there and the impact that you made, and can forever continue to pray for it. And the other beautiful thing about Project Velocity is never going away. We're constantly on a project from God. We're constantly about bringing change, connecting students to other ways to be used by God and to influence their culture.
And Project Velocity was the opportunity for our students to do that. It was their opportunity to own their city, to walk their streets, and to change the people they come into contact with every day.
It's so important that we step outside of the four walls of Velocity and Abundant Life, and that we take it and show other people love, that we bring hope to our own city, to our own community, that we bring help and show people help. And that is, to me, most important. And by doing that, that is heaven. That is God. Global was like nothing I've never done before, and I've done a lot of things. It was so many things because it was so unpredictable, but yet so expected, if I could say that God was going to do what He's going to do. And we went from one city to the next. It was very powerful and very life-changing for me. And I pray and hope that God gives me the opportunity to do it again.
It was incredible because for the first time you really saw it click in the heads of our students about who they really were in Christ and what they were really called to do, and that they could do it. That it was who they were. They had it in them the whole time. They just had to have the opportunity to step into it.
My favorite moment was actually on Global, and I can tell you exactly when it was. We were on the bus, and it wasn't nothing special, nothing planned. We were just kind of talking about, I was talking to a couple of guys about tattoos and earrings, actually, and that talk ended up being something so powerful for me. It was kind of God saying, this is what this is all about. And I'll never forget watching all the students coming from all over the bus, and they were standing on top of each other and on the floor, and we were just talking and just really sharing our heart to one another and making a commitment about what it is that we want to see take place in our own lives and in our own youth ministry when we get back. And I still hold you guys to that challenge, those of you that were on that bus, and remember some of the things you said and some of the things you wanted. I'm still believing and still wanting that to take place, where the fire of God will hit our youth ministry in a way that has never happened before.
My favorite moment of the summer, though, I would have to say was one of our very first Project Velocity outreaches. We were at the rescue mission and we were feeding the homeless, and they had asked us to get up and do Elevate Kids worship. And I remember when they finally got up there, when they finally had their moment, they had to enter the stage, they had to step into the spotlight. And it was like all that fear, all that doubt, all that worry just kind of fell away, and it just became about worshiping God. It didn't matter that it was in front of other people. It didn't matter that the people were homeless or they didn't have a lot. It didn't matter who they were or what was going on behind the scenes. It just mattered that they had the opportunity to make a difference in that one moment. This is the year that Velocity grew up. For a long time, it's been about us and growing internally, becoming the character of God, stepping into what we know we are supposed to be, understanding who we are, and really stepped out and made an impact on the world.
This year, if I had to say what I thought this year was so different, but this was a year of challenge. I believe we challenged the young people this year to step outside of themselves. Whether you were afraid to share your testimony, or afraid to get up in front of someone, or go out to the street and tell somebody about Jesus, or hand food. It was a year of challenge. It was a year of coming out of being in the four walls of church and telling others about and showing others true hope and true love. And I just wish we could just put it on pause and just stop for a minute, just to exhaust. The crazy thing for me is that what I don't necessarily like about things like we did Global, Project Velocity, and Elevate Kids Camp, it's over. You don't get a chance to really enjoy it and embrace it. You got to go to the next thing. But boy, it was a great year, and it was awesome. And I'm looking forward to this year. We're doing things a little different, as you always know. We don't keep it the same. This year, we're bringing back Camp Velocity. It's going to be bigger, better, more amazing than ever before. So you guys get ready. This is going to be an incredible year. We're still going to be doing some things, Project Velocity type things. We're still going to be touching the lives of people in a very creative way. We're going to still be challenging you. You want to be a part of it. This is a changing, transforming year. That's all I'm going to say. It's changing. We're going to flip it out. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. So get ready, guys. Get ready for what God is going to be doing this coming year in Velocity. If I were you, I would be so glad that I'm a part of this, that God gives me the opportunity to do things like this. This is the greatest opportunity we have. 2013 is a year about changing. It's a year about transformation. And so let's look forward to see what God's going to do.